Down now. Smooth is
Sing it.
one of the best songs ever. Smooth by Rob Thomas, Carlos Sultana is one of the best songs ever. Ever.
Don't think you can argue that. I didn't argue. I
It's so good. Like, it's just
100%
like the ocean and the moon.
under the moon. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Under
yeah,
the
it's just
moon.
like the ocean under the moon. It's so good. Welcome to another episode of Dug by Us. Unlike our love for Smooth by Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana, we're actually talking about new music in this pod. We talk about new music every episode because we freaking love it. And there is so much new music to get out there and to talk about and to sing about. And it's just, oh, we are so lucky. Like, we are so lucky. Chris, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I like that sweater. It's a nice color.
Yeah, you injected that smooth in, and now I'm feeling that vibe. I'm carrying it. It's like, and typically the weather, and it's like it's windy as it. It's terrible. It's going to be a sucky weekend, but let's just channel, man. It's a hot one, and just pretend and get that salsa riff into
Yeah, let's
our vibe. Just
stuff
carry
the
it.
stuff the power bills. Let's just blast the heaters all weekend, wear our swimwear inside the house, and let's be on that island.
On.
Don't, don't. We already are struggling with the climate. It's going to be hot in winter soon anyway.
Just put a jumper on.
Hey, just put a jumper on. Double jumper, as the tight ass moms would say. And I say, I love it. Hey, speaking of loving it, let's talk about some music.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Cool.
Hit me with
Cool.
it.
Last week, Chris, you brought in the huge double act that is the new project from Bernard Fanning of Powderfinger and Paul Dempsey of Something for Kate. It goes by the name Fanning Dempsey National Park. The song you brought in is called Disconnect. I had heard about the project. I was aware of the project, but I hadn't yet listened to the song. Um, I like I like both of those artists. I like I love Paul Dempsey and I love Something for Kate. I felt for their first track as this new project, it was too Bernard Fanning.
Okay.
And I feel that his voice would have easily been replaced with an incredible female vocalist and had a better impact. I actually listened to it multiple times to try and love it. And I don't know, I couldn't love it. And I think it was too Bernard centric for introducing a new project. Like, this is your first single. You have you're setting the bar here, right? Like, this is like, it's the first thing. It's like if we did a first episode of Doug by Us where we're talking about new music and we bring in Smooth by Rob Thomas, which came out 20 years ago. It didn't feel like I was really hearing what the project's potential is. Um, so I'm not giving up on it, but I needed more Paul.
Yeah. I mean, you want Dempsey Fanning National Park. That's what you want.
I need to change it. But I will say I loved the sax in it. It
Yes,
was
you
a
did.
fun time.
Yes. That's all I need from you.
It really brought the party, and it really it sounded quite the orchestration of the music sounded quite open-minded for a couple of old Aussie rock dudes.
That's what they've said in their kind of interviews or content up there, that they wanted to do different things. They don't just want to be two men doing the same stuff. So
Mm.
hopefully there's other songs that have a bit more adventure as well, like you said. Lay that
Mm. Yeah, like Bernard's voice was just sticking in the safe Bernard voice spot, that we've heard time and time again. And I think the beautiful thing about Paul Dempsey's solo is that his voice and sound does explore different spaces. And I think I was expecting a bit of that. Um, but it's not a no from me. It's a like it's like on Australian Idol, where like Dicko would just be like, no one writes someone off straight away. I'm not being a Dicko about it. I literally want to hear more. It's like, hey, can you sing me something else?
This season, it was you're on notice, which means you go into like the next room and you're not in yet, but you're in like purgatory. They said you're on notice.
Oh,
It was
is that like
no, it
a
was
bit
better than
more kind? Is it to be a bit more aware of people's feelings and emotions, maybe?
I don't know. That was the middle ground. That was a not definite yes, not definite no, but just
Mm.
chill here.
Okay. Well, if I was Amy Shark, they're on notice.
Okay. There you go. But instead, we're not Amy Shark. We're digging Tori Forsyth with that ominous little guitar tone. It reminded me of the Cruel Sea, um, in particular the Blue
Oh,
Heelers. I was
oh,
like,
that's exactly where my head went, actually. Don't think I didn't think of the Blue Heeler song as soon as you said that. Yeah, I didn't think about that until you just said it. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
the zone. So it's automatically is like, oh, okay, cool, this is country, like boom. But like, about to tell you a story that could get ominous, kind of country. I like that darkness in that, like the tone of that, and I can picture exactly the type of guitar it's played on.
Mm,
Which, yeah, that's nice. That whole thing's nice.
it's so nice. Did you listen to the whole album yet?
Not the whole album, but the four that cascaded down from
Mm.
the link that I first listened to that song off. And yeah, it's definitely more delicate than the song we dug a few years ago, which we'd already mentioned last episode. But yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention this last week. Tori had planned and booked a national tour to support the release of this album. And I, for one, was very excited that Melbourne was on that tour list. Unfortunately, she had to cancel the Melbourne show, and the reason being was that she hadn't sold enough tickets, so she couldn't justify the expense of coming to Melbourne to potentially lose thousands of dollars and play to no one. I will admit that I didn't pre purchase a ticket, even though I was hoping and planning on going to that show. Being unwell quite a lot lately, particularly like having long COVID, it's for me, I'm very last minute with my plans. So I can't afford to buy tickets and not attend, but
Mhm.
I do feel bad about that. And I know that me buying a ticket wouldn't have changed the decision. So I'm trying not to hold that guilt. But at the same time, it's pretty sad to think that an established artist who has hit so many audience members can't even come to the Australian music capital to play a show. I say that in inverted commas because I don't know, it's been really tricky. I've been out to a few gigs lately and there've been empty rooms and it's scary. It's Melbourne's really scary right now. So, and Tori's not the first artist who has planned to come from interstate to and cancelled a tour as well. There's a bunch of them.
It's well, yeah. I've went and saw a band that I know you and I both love a few months ago, and it's like, why is this room so empty? Um, it's it's hard, but it's hard on everyone, right? Because Cozzy lives. You can't
And
expect
yeah.
people to fork out money for a ticket to buy dinner and drinks if they're out. Like it's a lot.
Yep.
So what do we do? The answer for
Well,
us is more matinees, but yeah.
or just, I don't know, because it's like, I know that all of my fellow music loving friends, you included, we don't make a shite load of money. We're not here rolling in our cash and spending it endlessly on disposable things. Like we are all quite smart with our money that we make of it. And I know that it's like the people who have that disposable money and income to use are spending it on the Taylor Swifts of the world and the, Olivia Rodrigos and stuff. And it's this really weird class thing where, like, once an artist gets to a $200 ticket, that's when the people that can spare $200 a week on entertainment. But I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just is this weird thing of like class and gigs, where if those people that had, had that Taylor Swift taste were going to, let's say, the Gem every Friday night or the Old Bar every Thursday night, that would make such a difference for the community. But they're not because a lot of
Don't
those
even
people
know.
are original.
So much
No.
of the music listening is that, like, how many people are listening to Taylor Swift on Spotify. It's been published a lot. So I don't think these people even know there's other music, or like, how do you? I don't know. They're
Well, you have
only
a little podcast like this.
right.
So how do we market this to the millionaires is what we're asking.
Say something controversial about Travis Kelsey now. Go, and then we get
Uh,
haters.
he seems like a good guy, and even though he's a footballer, which is generally not, he seems
He's got a
cool. And
he's got a teammate who isn't very cool at the moment. Wow.
oh, that's how much I don't follow football in the other country. Anyway, I'm just saying it, yeah, it's really sad, and I'm definitely thinking of Tory, and other artists in that space. But let's talk about something positive and let's talk about some new music. Chris, what
Who
is
you
it
got?
that you're
Who
digging
you
this
got?
week?
Who you got? Go.
Okay, I'm I'm so torn because I've actually been in the car a lot this week and listened to a lot of new music, and I I'm really I was tempted to bring in a cover. I was tempted to repeat an artist. What is it that is sticking in my head most? What is it that is I did have something lined up because I'm always prepared, but I've actually changed it last minute. Um,
Oh, look out!
yeah, no, I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. We talked about it. We touched on it last week. I'm doing it. The artist is Amyl and the Sniffers. The song is "You," as in the letter. Should not be doing that. I can't not bring it in. Actually, I can't not. And now I've got it. I'm feeling all the excitement.
Contagious. The dirty, dirty saxophone is contagious.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It's like it's Amyl
Huge.
and the
It's
Sniffers,
great.
and it's so great. It is elevated to this next level, and I know that they're a dividing band. I know that a lot of people don't get it, and it's the irony is that song is what it's about. This song speaks so much, and I was actually talking yesterday about this band and about Amy and how she is just so real and she carries such confidence that I wish I had at her age, and I still wish I had at my age, and I'm going to get it. Like, I'm finding it, I am getting it. I'm digging there, and I'm going there, and songs like this is just so encouraging, to be your authentic self and to not care about those opinions, as hard as it is. It's the brand new track of What's to Be, their new album. It is so cool the way that this band are evolving punk. It is so great. I am incredibly proud to know Amy and to have seen them in those early points in their career. And I'm so proud that they are representing Australian rock and punk on a worldwide stage. Like, I am forever grateful for what they're doing. And it's not just the four people that we see on stage, there is a huge team behind them, as there always is. But yeah, and if you get the chance, watch the clip. Look at the video, sorry, look at the artwork for this, like, look close up because that in itself
Yeah.
is it's the most punkest thing ever. Oh,
It's also
it's
the
like
most,
this
you should not be doing that thing ever.
it's so good.
Just
Okay,
less.
yeah, I feel so great. It's so wonderful, and I've already if it's not in my top in whatever, it's yeah, I've listened to it a lot.
Well, you've caught the
Thank
sax
you.
bug. You've caught it, and I can't
I've
help but
caught
feel
it.
partly responsible.
Yeah, look. I've grown. I've grown since episode 1 when I was so confused about sax. I'm there. Oh, it's so nice.
And that
Um,
feels good.
doc- it feels so good. It feels so good. Um, Dr. Speed Demon, as you've labeled yourself in this call, what is it that you're doing this week?
The software you're using to record this podcast now, it asks for my name every single time. It's like, well, oh, well, I'll just come pop in whatever comes into my head. So today it's Dr. Speed Demon. That's no, it doesn't refer to anything.
It
Um,
also asks for a title though, so it's not just the name, but then it's like, and your title. So you are Dr. Speed Demon today.
I've been putting in doctor pretty much every time just because it's different. Then why not? I'm
Mm.
not a doctor of anything. I'm not even supporting Australian music today, because who said I have to? But there's a song was released on the morning of recording, New Music Friday. That's I like a lot of what this band has done. They have one song that I still don't overly get. Well, I like it, but it's way overrated, and it takes over their whole catalog, which is "Foster the People." And I
Oh,
don't get I don't get the hype on Pumped Up Kicks. It's great, but whatever. I've liked so many songs of theirs after this. They released
okay.
yes.
Can I just ask you on that? What town in Australia, because I know you traveled a lot to pursue a radio career, what town were you living in when you were like 20 or when that song came out essentially?
Yeah. Probably Dubbo.
Okay. The reason I ask you that is because for me, that song, I probably wouldn't like it if I just was listening, but me going out to indie dance clubs in Sydney made that song for me. And if you didn't have indie dance clubs to go to in Dubbo, which I'm assuming you didn't, you probably didn't have that like connection of like people and everyone singing it together and the dance floor and the sticky floors and that sort of thing.
But even that, I can't. I know what the lyrics are. I'm not. I can't dance at a club to that. It feels weird. But
Oh, it does. Once I learnt what it was about, I felt dirty, dirty, dirty. But as you go on, Foster the People are still a band and they're still bringing out new music.
well, yeah. So many other songs after that are full of wisdom and personal growth and all sorts. But they released a song today which feels like it starts off, and I am in Studio 54 in the late
Ooh.
70s. I'm like, what is going on here? It's called Lost in Space, and it is a little bit spacey and dancey. So it's kind of a bit Empire of the Sun, but it
Ooh.
feels like a dead set old school proper disco at the start, and I did not expect it. So my mind's gone zing. What is this? And it's a fun time. Anyway, Foster the People, Lost in Space.
Awesome. That sounds great and surprising.
Yeah, well, that's there. It was surprising.
Yeah, I might have to go listen to it right away. I am DJing tonight and I DJ'd last week for the first time in over a year, again, because I've been unwell. It's not the easiest thing to do with vertigo and long COVID, but I'm trying.
Play
But
Alicia
I did
Keys.
go, oh my gosh, how do you know that? Did I tell you?
You put it on your Instagram.
Oh, whoops, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I did. I forget what I put on the internet. Again, long COVID, my memory is terrible. There was a really young audience, right? Like a very young audience, and I was feeling a bit aged out. Like I was feeling a little bit lost at first. I was feeling really insecure, because the audience was much younger than I expected. I had nothing to worry about. It grew and grew, and it was packed, and it was fun, and it was fine, and I got a gorgeous applause at the end, which is always so humbling. But I did want to spend the afternoon finding a bit more newer music to add into my set. So I will start the night with that, I reckon.
Um, just FYI, I program music for an under 40s commercial radio station. If you want to have a little chat once we've finished recording, then I can send you a
Oh
couple of
yeah,
things I think the
I
kids
know a
like.
guy. I forgot I know a guy. Thank you all for listening. I keep on wanting to talk about the Patreon, but I get tired and exhausted. But essentially, we had merch. We had a merch store. It was really fun and it was ticking along. And then unfortunately, that company folded. And so we have decided to kind of try and take the merch on our own way. And Patreon seemed to be a good way, but I don't know if it is. So let us know. But essentially, we can make t-shirts and we can make tote bags and badges, and I wanted to start a record club, and I might do a separate little ep about that bonus ep to add in because it's got more explaining to do and I'm already tired. So I will do that this week, I promise. But please do go check out all the fun things that are in our link bio link thing because there's lots of fun little things. But most of all, thank you for listening and thank you for being here with your ears. It means the world to us.
Thank you. And you.
Ta-ta!